When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future videos and updates that I do post on my community tab frequently. You're gonna check out my Discord for any future content that I release. This is The Change of Fate, Part 0. Welcome to the world. Now we'll run some information out. I won't explain a whole lot, just a few things. Of course, this is a isekai series, so the planet they're going to be hero summoned to, it's just going to be called the world, just to make it easier. Easy to remember. So that's why it's named that. And there will be some form of leveling system when she gets isekai'd. I honestly thought you guys would pick a male OC for this instead of female, but apparently the female option won the vote more than the male on that post I did. Like I said in the post, I don't care. I'll do either one. It's no big deal. So. Alright, I think I got everything through information-wise that I can release at this time. Oh yeah, the main OC for this fanfiction, her original world, is just a normal world. There's no superpowers, there's no, comics or anything like that. It's just an alternate Earth that has a different history to current Earth. Alright, Now let's begin our story. As we start our story off, somewhere in Japan, as there is a street brawl between 3 different delinquent street gangs. And one of the gangs is filled with nothing but all girls. In the crowd of in the groups of delinquents, there is Yuri Nakamura, as she is using her lean and limber body to maneuver around one of the rival male delinquents as he swung his metal bat downwards, only for Yuri to spin around the metal bat and struck him across the face with her right fist. At the moment, her brass knuckle fists made contact with his face. Yuri completely knocked the guy out on contact. Yuri picked up the metal bat and charged forward, swinging her new weapon at anyone that got in her way. Yuri was about to smash another skull in with the metal bat, but she was interrupted in the midst of swinging by several canisters as tear gas was released into the crowd of delinquents as several police cruisers stopped, and the ones that everyone began to scatter, and the ones that weren't smart enough to try to leave the area was easily captured and arrested, as everyone started running in all different directions. Some of the delinquents were too stubborn and stupid to run away, so they eventually end up getting arrested. Yuri used the confusion to try to get away. The two police officers on scene noticed Yuri sneaking away through the alleyways as they gave chase. While dodging through the alleyway and hopping over trash cans, Yuri noticed she's being trailed by two police officers. Crap. No matter what Yuri does, no matter what path she took, she can't seem to shake the cops on her trail. As she had to stop as she came in contact with a dead end. We got her. There's nowhere to run. Surrender and make this easy for us. Sorry, pigs, but I'm going to have to take a rain check. Yuri flicked them off. They immediately ran towards the wall as she jumped onto the wall and used the wall as a springboard to get higher as she bolted over the wall. The moment she landed, she went into a roll as she made it into someone's backyard. Yuri cut through several backyards one after another, eventually coming across a hoodie as she grabbed it from the drying line. Well, there's in the back door drying clothes, so she grabbed it from the spot. Before she exited the last backyard, she put on the hoodie and put the hood over her head and put on a medical mask to conceal the bottom part of her face, only allowing her eyes to be visible. As she walked down the street, the two officers that were chasing her ran past her, trying to locate Yuri, not realizing she's closer than they think. There's several people walking around on the sidewalk, so Yuri could easily blend in with the rest of the people. Yuri took a bus to her place. It is a one-bedroom apartment above a convenience store. Yuri climbed up the stairs on the side of the building of the convenience store and unlocked the door. As she entered her apartment, she took off her hoodie and threw it in the trash. As she proceeded to the microwave and took a cup of noodle ramen out of the cupboard, filled it with water, and put it inside the microwave and set the timer on it. She flopped down on the chair in the kitchen as her cell phone started to ring. As she picked up the phone and placed it over her ear. "This is Yuri. What do you want?" "This is Lydia. One of your coworkers that was on the schedule can't make it. Do you think you could cover for her? We could really use the help at the Maid Cafe. I'm low on cash, so why not? I'll be right over there, here in about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll see you then." As Yuri hanged up the phone with Lydia. Yuri is still in high school, but she has a permit to work because she lives on her own. She went into her room to grab her maid uniform. That is mandatory to wear while you're working in the maid cafe. Each maid have their own personality. They betray. Yuri is naturally a tsundere. For some reason, the weirdos like being talked down to, or just like her being rude to them. She really doesn't care. She gets good tips, so she doesn't mind. Well, I know in reality, Japan doesn't really have a tip system. But I'm saying only for like maid cafes, like similar establishments, they do have tips. Just because this is a different version of Earth, though. Anyways, let's continue forward. She needs money. No one's going to take care of her. Her father is dead. And her mother is out being a whore. She abandoned her own daughter and husband just to fuck some random younger guy. That destroyed her father completely. Then 3 days after her mother left, she found her father in the garage, dead. And that scarred her. From that day, Yuri lived by one rule and one rule only. Don't trust anyone, and always look out for yourself. And that's a lesson her mother taught her by abandoning her. And for once, she was an excellent student. Yuri has finally collected everything in her backpack and put it on. Now she put on the backpack and took her keys and went out the door, locking up. Well, as she was eating her cup of noodles on the way to the bus stop, as she walked onto the bus, as the bus went to the Market District. That's where the Maid Cafe is at. It's between the Market District and the Red Light District. It's close between the two. It didn't take her long to take the bus and get to the Market District, to the Maid Cafe. Between the two districts is the Entertainment District. Then there's the Red Light District. She doesn't go near that place. It's filled with adult establishments, adult entertainment, like strip clubs, love hotels, and other focused adult activities, like clubs and bars. When Yuri stepped inside the Maid Cafe, she saw the place was quite busy. She sees her boss behind the counter. There you are, Yuri. Go in the back and get dressed. And get yourself clocked in. We're kind of swamped right now. We could really use the help. Yeah, sure thing, boss lady. As she hopped over the counter, instead of walking around the counter, she hopped over it. As Lydia rolled her eyes, she's used to her actions, at Yuri's antics, already. Yuri went to the back, to the changing room, and took her uniform out of her backpack, and began to change clothes. I swear, if it wasn't for the large paychecks and good tips, I would never put something like this on my person. I wouldn't be catch dead wearing this. As she swiftly got over her mental debate, as she stepped out of the changing room. Once Yuri put on the maid uniform, she merely walked out front and take her first table. As she approached the first table that filled with high school boys, not from her school, from a different school, because they're still wearing their school uniform, and their school uniforms are different colors compared to Yuri's high school. Here's your menu, losers. Hurry up, maggots. I don't have all day. Yuri's eyebrows were twitching by how these freshmen are enjoying being talked down to a little too much. After getting their order, she came back with their drinks. Here you go, losers. As she gently placed the drinks in front of them. Here's your drinks. Shut up and drink your drinks. Your food will be out shortly. After several minutes, their food was ready, as Yuri brought their food to their table. Here's your food, maggots. You better not make a mess, or I'll introduce you to a world of pain. Now hurry up and eat and leave. As Yuri plays her role and storm off, fucking idiots, as Yuri says it under her breath. But Lydia heard it. She could only smirk. She knows Yuri's personality quite well. But the type of maid she's supposed to be portraying is in great demand by a lot of the young clienteles that come by the maid cafe. So she doesn't mind Yuri's occasional cursing. Once the customer left, she picked up all the dishes and left on the that was left on the table and took them in the back, allowing the maid in the back to wash the dirty dishes while Yuri took another table. This would repeat for several hours as they're finally starting to close the cafe up. I appreciate you coming in. Here's your cut of the tips for tonight. Lydia hand over Yuri's portion. Like I said, normally tips are not really a thing in Japan, but the maid cafe is an odd exception. I could drive you home if you want. Thanks, but I'm good. Is there anything else you need, boss? Yeah, can you clean up the tables? Then you're free to go. Thanks, Lydia. Yuri immediately went to the back to get the cleaning supplies to begin to start cleaning the tables. After she was done, she went into the back and took off her work uniform and put on her regular clothes. As she said goodbye to Lydia, as Yuri left the maid cafe, when she was about to walk down the street, she felt someone wrapping their arm around her shoulder. As she looked to her right to see Lulu, as Lulu only smirked at Yuri. I was just passing by and I saw you working. You definitely rocked the outfit, Yuri. Shut up, bimbo. As Lulu pouted, you know you love me. Let's go hit the arcade. You're gonna bug me until I agree, aren't you? You know me so well, Yuri. That's why you're my bestie. More like torturer. Stop it. Stop being so dramatic. Come on, drama queen. Let's go have some fun. As Lulu grabbed Yuri by the hand and dragged her to the arcade. Yuri's used to this sort of behavior. Lulu doesn't believe in personal space. When they got to the arcade, Lulu immediately put some money in the arcade machine into a fighting game as Lulu and Yuri begin to play a few games. So how you been recently? I saw you sneak away when the cops interrupted our brawl between the other delinquent street gangs. I managed to get away quite easily, but I saw 2 cops were chasing you. Yuri scoffed. Those idiots couldn't catch me. If they were the fastest police officers in the world, they're morons. Well, you are quite crafty. Sometimes I wonder if you're half fox, how devious you can be. What can I say? A girl has to protect herself. True. Did you finish the homework that the teacher gave us? Yeah, I got that crap done before we had that delinquent street gang war. So, what's going to happen next? What's the plan? The boss lady wants us to lay low. After all, we're the only all-female street gang in the area, and the cops are clearly alert. Well, that fucking sucks. I wanted to smash some more skulls in. I don't blame you. I agree. It's a shame we can't do more damage. Do you mind if I crash at your place tonight? I don't mind. Why? Are you having trouble with that idiot older boyfriend of yours? He's being a dick. I don't want to talk about it. I don't plan to get involved in that shit. Boys are nothing but trouble. Come on, despite my dick of a boyfriend, boys are not all that bad. You should find one yourself. Yuri scoffed. That's not going to happen. I have no interest in that sort of thing right now. I have more important things going on in my life than some random boy. I'm too busy trying to survive. Come on, Yuri, you're doing pretty well for yourself. I want something more than this. But I can't do shit about it until I finish high school. We should probably head back. The buses will stop running pretty soon. I got you. Don't worry, girlfriend. I got you covered. My motorcycle's not that far away. Lulu led Yuri to her motorcycle. As she got on, as she pat the back seat that's right behind her for Yuri to get on. As Yuri sat behind Lulu, Yuri wrapped her arms around her waist to make sure she doesn't fall off. As Lulu peeled off, Lulu eventually made it to Yuri's apartment in one piece. Despite her crazy driving, they made it unharmed. Yuri is relieved that she's in one piece, as she gave her friend a glare. She either didn't notice or didn't care from her friend's glare, as she whistled nonchalantly with her hands in her jacket pocket. Come on, blonde bimbo. As Yuri took Lulu by the hand and dragged her upstairs to the side of the building of the convenience store to the front door of her apartment. She unlocked the door as they both entered, as she immediately locked it, as Lulu immediately went straight to the only bedroom and flopped down on the bed. As she turned on the TV, trying to find something to watch. While Yuri went to the kitchen to make some popcorn. She came back with a bowl of popcorn and set it between them as she turned on a movie. Halfway through the movie, Yuri noticed Lulu, who is currently attached to her waist, is just fast asleep, as Lulu's head is laying on Yuri's lap. As she gently moved her head onto the pillow and covered themselves with the blanket, as she shut the TV off and went to bed. As she closed her eyes and went to bed herself to get some sleep. As we cut to the next morning, as you can see Lulu and Yuri on their way to school. The school that the girls attend is a rundown delinquent school. School fights are common in the hallways. Outside, anywhere on the campus is common. The moment Lulu and Yuri entered the school, the rest of the students gave them a wide berth, getting out of their way. They eventually got to their homeroom, as Yuri is leaning against the wall with her arms across her chest, as her fellow students are separated with several social groups, like the delinquents. There's also the popular kids. Well, the popular kids are pretty much made up out of the rich kids. Then you got the jocks, the nerds, and so on. Holy shit. As she got Yuri's attention, look at that. It's not even 10 o'clock, but it's pitch black outside. It was just a gig. It was light just not that long ago. Yuri walked towards the window, as she had a frown on her face. I don't like this. When Yuri tried to open the window, her hand was blocked by a magical barrier. What the fuck? As she felt a painful stinging sensation on her fingers. As her fingers are slight smoking, like she got burnt. Lulu completely ignored everything around her and made sure Yuri was alright. As she took out a travel-sized first aid kit out of her backpack and began to treat the slight burn wounds on Yuri's finger. Thanks, Lulu. As Yuri winced in pain, as Lulu's applying basically the burn cream. You're my best friend, Yuri. As your best friend, I would advise you not to try that again. What's really going on? But clearly, we can't get through the window. It's clearly capable of burning someone. Once Yuri's hand was taken care of and bandaged up, Yuri went towards the door to the classroom and tried to kick the door down, only for her foot to get blocked by the same type of magical barrier. You gotta be fucking kidding me. As everyone in the classroom started to panic, as a magical circle appeared on the ground of the classroom, as it began to slowly grow bigger and bigger. The bigger it gets, the brighter the magic circle becomes. Yuri pulled Lulu with herself onto the teacher's desk, only for a second magical circle, a black magical circle, appeared on the surface of the desk, as she immediately jumped off on and landed on another desk. And a similar thing happened. A black magic circle appeared. Once the magic circle eclipsed the entire floor of the classroom, everyone was immediately ported away, including Yuri and Lulu, by a different color magic circle. All Yuri and Lulu saw was a bright flash of light, then blackness. When Yuri regained consciousness, she found herself in the middle of nowhere, in a clearing, in the midst of a large wood-like forest. She's uncertain. Yuri heard a robotic female voice in her mind. Greetings, hero candidate. I am the hero system. Congratulations on entering the new world. What the hell? Where are you? Come out, or I'll make you come out. As Yuri jumped to her feet, looking around frantically. I'm unable to accomplish that order. I am your hero system to guide you through the process of your quest to defeat the Demon Lord. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not fighting some demon lord. This can't be real. Let me guess. If I say status, some sort of holographic image of my stats would show up. Yuri was being sarcastic, but regardless, her status window appeared once she said status, as her eyes widened. Of course, as she slapped her forehead, I had to open my big mouth. Yuri kicked the tree. The tree immediately was kicked out of the roots and ripped out of the ground as it went flying into several other trees. As it went shoot forward, slamming into other trees. And knocking out any other trees that wasn't knocked down. Or knocked down any tree that was in the way, basically. Holy shit. Congratulations. You have defeated your first tree. None experience points was gained. As another notification was set off. Congratulations, hero candidate. You have acquired your first title, Tree Killer. Caution, with this title, all tree-like monsters will be immediately hostile and go in berserk rage once witnessing you. As Yuri's eyebrow was twitching from irritation, she doesn't know what to do, so she looked over her status board as she read her information. Level 0, name, Yuri Nakamura, age 16, gender, female, dual class. She looked at her class. All she could see is warrior and mage that was listed down below. As Yuri read on, and she finally got to the section where they displayed her skills. But her spells, she only has one spell that she could use, and it's only at level 0, Fireball. As she went through the skill lists, she only have 2 other skills, Sword Slash, level 0, and a skill called Gaster Blaster. She's on level 0 as well. She's uncertain of what type of skill this is. Yuri has a base idea of what this Sword Slash skill is. She'll probably need a sword to test it out. But this Gaster Blaster, she has no idea what it is. But the skill is a lot more complex compared to the other skills she has. She read the description of the skill more closely. As she learned, she can summon floating skulls that produce some sort of energy beam, but it costs mana to summon and to use the energy beams. But having the skulls to float around won't cost any mana. And the more powerful blast that the skull produces, the more mana will be drained from each shot. In other words, the Gaster Blaster skill is directly connected to her mana pool. As Yuri looked at her player stats, everything's a solid 5, except for strength, speed, and intelligence. Yuri's no expert when it comes to RPG, so she clearly uncertain if her current player stats are good or not. Yuri noticed movement into the clearing across from the other side of the clearing. As you can see, small green-looking creatures, as several goblins came out of the forest and entering the clearing. As the hero system notification went off once again as she heard the same voice. You have acquired your very first task. Defeat the goblins. Would you like to activate your starter pack, hero candidate? Yuri immediately pressed yes on the status board with her finger. You have acquired your first weapon and items. Check your inventory, hero candidate. Yuri immediately looked through her inventory and saw a bunch of potions, some sort of bone bracelet. And what she read about it in the description is said to boost her magic damage. Not by a whole lot, by like, let's say about like 4 points of extra magic damage will be added to her overall attack once she uses magic, of course, if she's wearing the bracelet at the time. She took the bracelet out of her inventory and immediately slapped it on her right wrist. Second, she equipped her weapon, a rusty sword. Yuri still doesn't believe this is real. Yuri has always been a logical girl until there is solid proof that this is real. For her, she won't take this really seriously. The goblins from the back immediately begin to shoot their crossbow arrows at Yuri when she got into range. As the arrows begin to fly, Yuri did not notice the arrows until one of the arrows nipped the side of her cheek as blood begins to drip. As Yuri's eyes widen in realization, this is no dream. This is actually real. And she clearly could feel pain. Either this is a very advanced dream, or she got summoned, like from an anime. More arrows came flying towards her. This time, Yuri reacted and easily ran out of the way as she slid to a stop. As she noticed, she got a whole lot faster in that mere second that she acted. As another notification she could hear from the hero system. Congratulations, hero candidate. You have acquired a new skill. Level 0. Speed dash. Before she could register what just happened, a goblin came swinging with his large axe, forcing Yuri to dash backwards as she slid to a stop. As another goblin came flying through the air, swinging his sword downwards, ready to chop Yuri in half. Yuri blocked the goblin's sword attack by the flat end of her blade, then managed to throw out a kick that hit the zombie in the stomach, as the zombie shoot off like a rocket into several trees as a notification popped up. Level 0 zombie, level 0 goblin has been slain. You have acquired 1 experience point. Yuri immediately blocked out the hero notification and concentrated on her attention on the remaining goblins that were shocked by seeing one of their own be killed, but soon their shock turned into anger, and that anger turned into rage as they rush towards her. And that's where we're going to stop it for now. I know it's just like a cliffhanger and all that, but that's all I wrote for right now. But I'll make part 1 soon, so I'll catch you guys in the next video.